Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This is February, in which we have Valentine's Day. So I feature a few more romance comics through this month. So here this time we're going to take a look at Confessions of the Lovelorn, number 71 from ACG Comics. This is from 1956. And it was the original title was just Lovelorn, and the under Confessions and just Lovelorn told 116 issues, and its title ran from 1949 to 1960. It's an ACG, American Comics Group, and it has some really nice artwork in this. And fortunately they don't list the list the creator, so I have no idea who wrote them either. But here, take a look. Just look at this. This is just shortly after they started the Comics Code, right? So look at the size of that Comics Code sticker. It's the magazine that dares to tell the truth. Yeah, remember, this is also 1950s, so it's very 50s-ish as far as gender roles and stuff. Confessions of the Lovelorn. Which girl will the man of your dreams pick? If you want to know your chances, read What Type Are You? Out of all of them, you're the one for me, darling. And then, of course, they have the leaves dangling down in front of her face to obscure her face, so it could be any of these different young ladies and different types of young ladies. And there's still a lot of young lady types that are not represented here. But you can see the first story is Love Thief. Oh, look. The ad. Don't be fat. This is it. New, approved, the new low-cal reducing plan. And it has a very slim young lady in her bathing suit. It's a two-piece bathing suit. Ooh, very risque for the 1950s, right? Oh, geez. And of course, ads are tailored for the ladies. Even here it says, do you need extra money? And sell cards and stuff here on the back. And these are more looks like more female oriented type cards and writing paper. I can't think of the word. Anyway, look how nice this artwork is. All different artists, and all through it is very lovely. Some beautiful line work and figures, and great work on the backgrounds and settings, and probably understandably, it's some of the most photorealistic type artwork that you would see in comics at this point in time, because of the nature. They wanted the young ladies in the stories to be very lovely, and all the men to be very handsome. And so, of course, these artists undoubtedly did a lot of other work as well, but the style, you can just see the style. And So this is Love Thief, and it starts out have here these two young girls growing up together. One of them is rich, one of them is poor, but they are best friends. And the poor girl, is the dark-haired girl, she is the one who she's always welcome in the home. They treat her to things very nice all through high school. They were inseparable. And then when it's time to go off to college, even though the poor girl's family couldn't afford to send her to college, her friend's father, who was wealthy, offered to pay for her college. You're just like a daughter to us. Here they are, and you see more mature hairstyle here, kind of a pixie. It looks nice. And she is going to classes, and she sees this young fellow, but she's kind of she's more shy, and doesn't approach him. But she gets kind of a crush on him, and even when but as a result, she appears kind of aloof when he does try to speak with her. But and then she finds out that her friend and roommate is dating him, and they speak a few times, but she's always kind of aloof. Then at some kind of event when the girlfriend can't go, the poor girl is at the event and actually more formally meets the young man, and they get to talking, they dance and everything. But then when he tries to get a little lovey-dovey, she tries to resist for the sake of her friend, and finally the friend finds out that the rich girl finds out that her friend has been seeing the guy that she was interested in, and it causes a row. They kind of break up. She cut her college finances gets cut off, but she manages to stay in school and works all the time. But she's having difficulty. Her grades are slipping and stuff. Then about the time she's supposed to has worked so hard and graduated, and the young fella is right there trying to help her along, and the young lady is in a traffic accident, and her face is damaged. With this realization, the rich girl, she realizes how much she really cares for her friend, and she comes back and basically blesses the pairing, and says and apologizes for the way she has treated her friend, and helps her with her medical bills, which we really shouldn't have to worry about and in real life, but we do. And then helps her heal, etc. And then till finally they get married. And this winds up having, I think, two text pages, different individual stories, text pages. Then here's the What Type Are You, which is not so much a story as a visual essay. It's a young lady talking to a romance consultant. Or is there such a thing? I don't know. And then the consultant winds up talking directly to the reader, saying, what type are you? And describes all this, the athletic type. And then there's the brainy type. And type C is a playgirl type, and she's running around and always, and the other kind who's the firebrand, and all these different types. Very, very nice artwork. I don't know. As I said, no, this isn't signed. The next one is signed, but it's all very, very nice, wonderful artwork. And then she says, or you could, but the type of girl you should be, well, whatever type you are, whatever type you want to be, but you should be a little bit of everything. And basically, and it's, like I said, it's an essay, and it's What's Morse Code for Love? There's another story. Then I loved a failure. Is he a failure? It's this, and this is art is signed by Harry Lazarus, which I believe, from the sound of it, is a pseudonym. But it's all very, very nicely done. And these two young ladies are roommates, and they're working girls. And the redhead, she's always going out on dates with these guys, more so than her roommate, but there are all kinds of guys, and they just go gaga for her, but she's really barely interested. She is really part of a gold digger. They, first of all, before she'll even go out with them, they have to be fairly wealthy to begin with, and then she'll go with them. But then none just really sparks her interest. Then one day there's a knock at the door, and this rumpled fella comes stumbling in and says, "Is Sue here?" It turns out to be the roommate's brother, and he passes out and put her in, call a doctor. He's got pneumonia. It turns out he is a down and out writer, has been homeless for the past several weeks, and contracted. Got sick with pneumonia. So he's staying there with the two girls, and our redhead decides, well, volunteers, even though she's originally upset because she's put out by having him, but she wouldn't say anything bad about it to her friend. But she kind of likes to take care of him, and help take care of him, help the sister take care of him, and they get to talking when her sister has to go to work and stuff. She watches him, and then when they talk all the time, and she kind of stops dating, which is unusual, just so she can help take care of him. Then when he's feeling better, they do go out and they do smooch a little bit, but then she kind of pulls back and says, no, says, "I can't, because, well, you're not a success. I'm not interested if you're not not successful." And he talks about how down and out he's been trying to write, and he just can't get. He started a new book, etc., etc. And he's in love with her and wants to marry her, but she refuses. And he leaves town and starts drifting again as he had before. And the sister receives letters, but she never does. Our redhead never does get any letters from him. But she tries to date a little bit, but then no, she's just not interested. Just not interested until finally she asks about the brother, the friend's brother, and he says, yeah, he's working. He's got a job in a little town in Nebraska, I think it is. Maybe it's Wisconsin. I don't know. I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. But he's got a job as a reporter at a small town newspaper, and she's just so heartbroken. She gets on the train and rushes out there, meets him, and while he's conducting an interview with someone, and oh, I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, and here we go in paradise. Ooh. Then we got the kid's sister. This is when sisters are rivals for the same man. Ooh, this is about, again, we got a redhead. The Penny is the blonde is the younger sister, and she has kind of a crush on her older sister's boyfriend, but they're always kind of running around doing things. And then the boyfriend goes off to the army for probably 3 years or so, but apparently the sister and the boyfriend had just broken up just before he left because they had an argument about him leaving, etc. But the younger sister doesn't know what it was all about, and but Penny, the younger sister, she corresponds with the soldier boy the whole time. Finally, she tries to date, and she's kind of dating this young fella who's just gaga over her, but she's all kind of aloof. She has convinced herself that she is in love with the soldier boy, and when he's coming home from the army, she meets him at the train station, and she thinks she's in love with him. She's going to get married, but no, he's that's not the case. Now because she's been telling her friends at work about this stuff, and they've kind of teased her a little bit. Well, she does go out. They do go out when they get home because the redhead won't. So when he brings her home that night, the redhead, all ready for bed with her scarf around her head and all in her PJs basically. And he says he wants to talk to her. And finds out that this is when we find out that they both have still been in love all this time. She had wanted to marry him when he left, said he didn't want to until he got back. And so it gave them time apart, and they still feel the same way, and they want to get married, but the little sister is broken-hearted, but then she realizes how silly she was, and about the whole thing, even though she's initially resentful of her sister, but then she realizes that she does actually love her regular boyfriend, who she's been very standoffish towards, and they decide to get married. Two happy couples in the end. Very, very 50s-ish. Some very, very nice artwork. The stories are well crafted, even though it's 50s romance, which sometimes is almost laughable today. But I love these books. Because I so seldom got any. When I was a kid, I thought, those are girls. I don't want them, but now I do like them, and I do appreciate them for what they are. So that's all I had to share with you this time. And wishing you lots of love. Ooh. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Do leave your comments down below. Tell me how silly you think romance comics are, or how great you think they are. Whatever the case may be, whether you're male or female, anything like that, let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.